Of the Office of the Public Defender.
Tyler Brand's Office of the Public Defender.
I have somebody new from pretrial release services. I haven't met you, but
Jeff Youngblood for.
good morning.
Morning.
All right, Madam Clerk asked me to address arraignments first. So can we deal with, the first one I have is Edwards. Edwards in 2020, MM 2912AO. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? Sir, you're here in 2020, MM 2912AO on charge of petty theft. That's a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Mr. George, he's a public defender client. Do you have a plea you want to enter on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. The offer is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and no return to Walmart.
Okay.
Cost of investigation of $39 to Orlando Police Department. I did discuss the offer and my client would like to.
All right, sir, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, put your hand down. Sir, you're here in 2020, MM 2912AO on charge of petty theft. That's a second-degree misdemeanor, punishable by 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Ms. George told me that you want to enter a plea of no contest. Is that correct? You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to give up all the rights listed on the plea form in front of you. You had an opportunity to review that plea form with Ms. George? Is your opportunity to review the plea form with your attorney? All right. You understand that a conviction in this case at a later date can be used up to enhance your sentencing up to a third-degree felony? Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yeah.
Did the party stipulate to a factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Based on that stipulation, the court is going to find a factual basis and I'll accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge. I'm going to give you credit for the 4 days that you spent in Orange County Jail with 4 days credit time served. This court cost and cost of prosecution in this case is $273. There's a $50 public defender application fee and a $50 public defender lien. There's also $39.00 to the Orlando Police Department on cost of investigation. I'll combine all those costs for payment. I'll give you 2 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. Do you understand that? I can't hear you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
James Royal.
Mr. Royal, you're here in 2021 MM 1716AO on charge of criminal mischief. That's a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Ms. George seems to be a public defender client. What plea would you like to enter on behalf of your client?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Sir, I'll accept your plea of not guilty. I'll set you for Division 84.
Division 84, pretrial conference, June 14th at 9 o'clock, courtroom 4B.
Everybody aware that has 51 days credit time, sir?
I will have the ASA know, Your Honor.
All right. Just let you guys know. About to run out of the room here.
Yes.
Have a great day, Mr. Royal.
See, I got a question. I'm not going home today.
I'm not sure about your bond conditions. If you have a bond, you can bond out. If not, then we'll see. You have to get to your next court date. You gotta get in front of that division judge, have a bond here.
When is my next good day?
Be settled for Division 84.
June 14th at 9 o'clock, courtroom 4B.
Have a great day, sir. All right, I guess Mr. Kupnick is not with us.
From Nikki, it's medical.
All right, it's 2021 CT 2928AO. It's a public defender client, Mr. Kupnick.
We'll waive, Your Honor.
All right, you gonna enter a plea of not guilty?
Not, yes, Your Honor, we'll enter plea not guilty.
All right, so for Division 63.
Pre-trial conference, May 20th at 1 o'clock, courtroom 12C.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, what division was that?
63.
Thank you.
All right, now I have Mr. Williams, 2021. All right, that's 2021 CT 2932AO. He's a public defender client.
I will waive and enter plea not guilty.
All right, we're seven for Division 84.
Pre-trial conference, June 14th at 9 o'clock, courtroom 4B.
This thing here, man. All right. I have Bill Heimer in 2021 CO 403AO. Did the city file information on this?
Your Honor, I'm not sure. I haven't received any correspondence from the city attorney.
It was a notice up here, I guess, I'm sorry.
Notice appeared in the FTA filter.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay, that's why, okay, so it had a notice up here, so it was a notice up here, so we can go ahead and go with arraignment. I'll enter a non-presidential plea of not guilty on Mr. Bellheimer's behalf. We'll appoint a public defender to represent him in this case, and we're going to seven for Division 80.
Pre-trial conference, June 24th at 9 o'clock, courtroom 9C.
All right, it's 2021 MM 2274AO, Mr. Taylor. Medical. Is a public defender client.
I'll waive and enter a plea of not guilty.
All right, we're seven for Division 85.
Pre-trial conference, May 24th at 9 o'clock, courtroom 4A.
All right, I have a couple of 33-day motions. We'll start with the first, Vasquez, 2021 MM 1855AO.
No information was filed, Your Honor.
So that'll be granted. All right, Mr. Vasquez has another case. 2021 CF 3079AO.
It was filed this morning, Your Honor. It was transferred to county court as a misdemeanor.
All right. Denied. I'm sorry, hold on, wait. Why did I have two orders for the same case? Got here. I have Hector Luis Roman Diaz, 2021 CF 3550AO.
Notice and unfiling.
Granted. I have Figueroa Leon, 2021 CF 510 AL.
No information was filed.
All right, so we grant it. I had Kelfner in 2021 CF 3360 AL.
Notice of non-filing.
Granted. I had a white on my docket here, but I don't have an order for a white. Oh, okay, that's what happened. Okay, you had it out of order. All right, so this one is granted. Okay. Did I have Anthony Antonio White?
It was filed yesterday, Your Honor.
All right, that'll be denied. Yeah, I'll make it, it's like pretty, not pretty, it's kind of ugly. You already got Mr. Edwards' fingerprints while I'm signing stuff. Thank you. All right. Good morning, sir. Tell me your name.
David Anthony Tober.
Mr. Tober, you're here in 2021 CF 4834 AO on charge of battery by strangulation, domestic violence. This is a reset from yesterday. State, do you have any further information as a probable cause in this case?
No, Your Honor. Stay would ask that you find PC as to battery DV.
All right. The court does find probable cause for battery, domestic violence. I think it's still 780, is it 784.03?
1 second. Your Honor, I have it as 784.03 1A1.
All right, sir, we're going to set your bond in this case in an amount of $1,000. Condition of your bond is that you have no contact with the victim in this case, that you maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you may have at a shared residence. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case if not already appointed. You have a great day, sir.
You just found PC
Can you tell me your name, sir?
Hector Catala.
Say your name again?
Hector Catala.
Hector Vitale, all right. Is it Alejandro is your first name?
No, Alejandro, my middle name.
So it's Hector Alejandro Catala?
Yeah, Hector Alejandro Catala.
All right, sir, you're here in 2021 CF 4341AO on charge of aggravated battery on a pregnant person, domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest in this case. I have a witness in the witness booth. Ma'am, can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Alyssa, and then Cruz, C-R-U-Z.
All right. Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, ma'am, you can put your hand down. Can you tell me how you know Mr. Catala?
He's my boyfriend.
All right. Are you afraid of him?
No.
Do you want to have contact with him?
Yes.
Has anything like this happened in the past?
No.
Did drugs or alcohol play a role in this incident?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Catala, I want to set your bond in this case in the amount of $500. Condition of your bond is that you have no hostile contact with the victim in this case. No hostile contact means this. You are allowed to have disagreements with each other. That's a normal thing between a relationship. However, those disagreements cannot turn violent. They cannot turn threatening. They cannot come to the point where she's going to call law enforcement or somebody that sees or hears you all arguing is going to call law enforcement. Because if that happens, you will be arrested. You're spending the remaining of your time in this case here with me at the Orange County Jail. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir.
Your Honor, may I make a correction for the record? I have the case number here, 21 CF 4841AO. I think
Did I not say 4841?
you may have said 4341.
All right, well, it's 2021 CF 4841AO.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's correct, yes. So your name, sir?
Joseph Drummond.
Mr. Drummond, you're here in 2021 MM 2870AO for a charge of battery domestic violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. I want to set your bond in this case amount of $1,500. Condition of your bond is that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return to any shared residence that you have with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at the location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You are out on probation in 2018 CF 16778AO. Based on the on-view violation from the law enforcement officer, I wanted to hold you at no bond as to that charge. I want to appoint a public defender to represent you in both of your cases, and we'll get you on to your next court date. You have a great day, sir. Can you tell me your name, sir?
Joseph Morales.
Mr. Morales, you're here in 2021 CF 4860AO on charge of criminal mischief and battery. The court did review the charging affidavit in this case. It did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in count 1 in the amount of $1,000, count 2 in the amount of $1,000. Condition of your bond is you had no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you may have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. You're out on bond in 2020 CF 10143AO on a charge of aggravated battery causing great bodily harm. I'm going to revoke that bond. I'm going to set a new bond at $0 in that case. You think you already had the public defender appointed to that case?
He does, Your Honor.
Can you explain to me what that means? Because I'm not.
I'm gonna hold you at no bond as to the old case that you were out on bond on. For violation, for a probable cause determination that you violated the law while you're out on bond. So you gotta get in front of your division judge if you wanna be released from that case.
So I can be bonded out,
Not, you can bond as to the new case, but you cannot bond as to the old case.
so they won't release me.
Not today. All right, have a great day. Tell me your name, ma'am.
Mariah Smith.
Ms. Smith, you're here in 2021 CF 4900AO on charge of aggravated battery on a pregnant person. I did review the charging affidavit. In this case, I did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. I'm going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $750. Condition of your bonds is that you have no contact with the victim in this case. Yep. Mhm. Such a bond amount of $750. You have no contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return to any shared residence you have with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location.
Thank
You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Have a great day, ma'am. Tell me your name, sir. Sir, you're here in 2021 CF 4861AO on charge of battery, domestic violence, and domestic violence by strangulation. The judge signing your warrant in this case has already found probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in count one in the amount of $1,500, count two, $500. Condition of your bond is that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at the location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. We're going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the no contact order, sir?
No, sir.
All right, have a great day. Can you tell me your name, ma'am?
Bonaparte.
Ma'am, you're here in 2021 MM 2868AO on charge of battery dating violence. I did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. We're going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $500. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You may not have any contact with this victim. You must maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return to any shared residence that you may have with this victim to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have any questions about a no contact order, ma'am? All right, have a great day, ma'am.
I don't want the public defender.
You don't want the public defender? All right. Well, I want to appoint the public defender to represent you.
Judge, that's bond plus pretrial release.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Can you tell me your name, sir?
Pedro Cruz.
Mr. Cruz, you're here in 2021 MM 2853AO on charge of battery dating violence. I did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $1,000. Condition of your bond will be subject to pretrial release supervision. You don't have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at the location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You may not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You'll be subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. I'll give you 30 days before the first narcotics test happens, but its alcohol testing will happen immediately. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Have a great day, sir.
Okay, so that's not bond for the pretrial, that's with the RUAs only, right?
Pretrial release, it's $1,000 bond with pretrial release,
Okay,
no contact, maintain separate residence, RUAs,
okay,
no drugs, no alcohol,
No weapons.
no weapons, no firearms.
thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Chris Harden.
Mr. Harden, you're here in 2021 MO 2876 AO for a violation of the domestic violence injunction. I reviewed the charging affidavit. In this case, I did find probable cause for your arrest. Now, I have a question about this because it wasn't specified in the charging affidavit, PTR and my jail staff. Has he been in custody? Was he in custody when this happened? On the 2020 CF 4048 case? Hold on.
There's no information, so it said it remanded, so it looks like
Because it looked like Judge Wilson remanded him to custody, but I never saw any paperwork of him being arrested for her order.
we didn't have any paperwork for him, so when he came in, he wasn't interviewed or nothing happened. It just said remanded on there.
That's what I'm saying. Usually it's something that said
Let me look, Your Honor.
he's either in your paperwork and or in the court paperwork. I don't want you to dig yourself a hole, so that's why you can talk to Ms. Georgia, because I think you had a public defender on that case, because on the 2020 CF 4048 AO case.
It's been here since
2020.
All right. Okay, I just want to make sure, because I think she remanded him back then, and he hasn't been out since then, so around that time. But there was no,
It has a book date.
Yeah, it usually is.
27/20.
okay. But his bond still say active on the Odyssey site, so that's why I was a little confused as to,
Has 2 bonds revoked, and then the case, the violation is in on today.
all right. All right, Mr. Harden, I'm going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $10,000. Additionally, your bond had no contact with his victim. It's the same victim in 2020 CF 4048 AO. It's also the same victim of the injunction in 2020 DR 3567 AO. Those are going to be conditions of you need to abide by the injunction, 2020 DR 36367 AO. I'm going to do this. I don't know what the jail is going to do about it, but I'm going to revoke your phone privileges except for you to talk to your lawyer. The only person you talk to is your lawyer. If you need to get a communication to anybody else, you got to speak to your lawyer about that, through your lawyer.
This is the DR case number that you listed on the website.
Your Honor, I just see 428 for when inmate records receive the paperwork for the.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that I'm not taking any act, that Judge Wilson took action revoking his bonds prior last year, and he's been in custody with us since then. So I don't have to take any further action on revoking his bonds for committing a new law offense.
Timeline reads that all the things he's been doing in here too. He hasn't had, I don't see any other movement.
Right.
Going to court or anything.
Tell me your name, sir.
James Andrew Boyle.
Sir, you're here in 2021 MM 2877 AO for violation of PTR conditions on a domestic violence case. I reviewed the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm gonna set your bond in this case in the amount of $10,000. Condition of your bond is that you had no contact with the victim in 2021 MM 27888 2007, 2021 MM 2788 AO. And you abide by all of Judge Gibson's prior orders in that case. You're out on PTR in that case, 2021 MM 2788 AO. I'm gonna revoke that PTR. We're gonna set a new bond in that case at $0. I'm gonna appoint a public defender to represent you in both your cases if they're not already appointed. Do you have any more further questions about the no contact order? Who? Ms. George? Ms. George, you.
Thank you.
Can you tell me your name, ma'am?
Nadalyn Isbell.
Ma'am, you're here in 2021 MM 2864 AO on charge of battery domestic violence. I reviewed the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Sir, can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Christopher Gordon, Gordon.
Right. Can you raise your right hand to be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this case is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes,
Sir, can you tell me how you know Miss Isabel?
she's my baby mother.
All right, you can put your hand down. And are you afraid of her?
No,
Do you want to have contact with her?
yes,
Has anything like this happened in the past?
no,
Did drugs or alcohol play a role in this incident?
no,
If something like this were to happen in the future, will you feel comfortable contacting law enforcement?
yes.
Say, you have any questions for the witness?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. George?
No, Your Honor.
Ma'am, we're going to set your bond in this case amount of $250. Condition of your bond is that you be subject to pretrial release supervision, that you have no hostile contact with Mr. Gooden. I'm sorry, is it Goodell? I'm sorry.
Gordon,
Mr. Gordon. Mr. Gordon, no hostile contact means this. You're allowed to have disagreements with him. You're allowed to be upset with him because he left the toilet seat up, or that he's not treating you the way that you want to be treated, or taking care of your child in the way that you feel like he should. However, those disagreements cannot turn violent. They cannot turn threatening. They cannot come to the point where he's going to call law enforcement, or somebody that sees or hears you all arguing is going to call law enforcement. Because if that happens, you will be arrested. You'll be spending the remaining of your time in this case here with me at the Orange County Jail. Do you understand that? You are to possess no weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Do you understand? I want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, ma'am. All right. Can you tell me your name, sir?
Israel Miranda.
Mr. Miranda, you're here in 2021 MM 2865 AO on charge of battery, domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $5,000. Condition of your bond will be subject to pretrial release supervision. That you had no contact with the victim in this case. You maintain a separate residence from the victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release.
Yes, sir.
Do you need to use the internet for work purposes?
No, sir.
Yeah. All right. Going to impose no internet and no pornographic materials in your possession.
Yes, sir.
Want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case?
Yes.
Have a great day, sir. Can you tell me your name, sir? Mr. Simmons, you're here in 2021 MM2878AO on charges of battery, domestic violence, and criminal mischief. I reviewed the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond at count 1, amount of $1,000, count 2, an amount of $500. Condition of your bond is you have no contact with the victim in this case. You're to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return to any shared residence with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at the location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Your weapons and firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. So if you're traveling back to Fort Lauderdale, don't violate my orders. The BSO will come pick you up, all right?
Your Honor, I believe there was an allegation of drinking.
Was looking for that, wasn't sure, I didn't miss highlighting it.
Yes, Your Honor, it's about halfway down.
All right, so no drugs, no alcohol. Without a valid prescription, I'm subject you to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. I give you 30 days before the first narcotics test happens. Have a great day, sir. Can you tell me your name, sir?
Saul Soto Pacheco.
Sir, you're here in 2021 MM2852AO on charge of battery, domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find battery, domestic violence, and resisting officer without violence. I did review the charging affidavit as to both of those charges. I did find probable cause for your arrest as to both charges. Going to set your bonding, count 1, amount of $500. Count 2, $500. Additionally, your bond be subject to pretrial release supervision. You're to have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at this location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case.
Yes.
You have a great day, sir. Can you tell me your name, sir?
Farouk Ansari.
Sir, you're here in 2021 CT2849AO for a failure to appear warrant. The judge signed your warrant, set your bond amount of $2,000. I'm going to ask the state of Florida to offer to resolve his case today.
No, Your Honor, due to being a DUI.
All right. Sir, I'm going to stay your bond amount of $2,000. Do you want me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
Yes, sir.
All right. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir.
Your Honor, he has an out on bond case.
Well, I'm not taking any action. It's the 2021 CF 4353AO. No, ma'am.
Are you appointed? He doesn't have an attorney.
That's both cases? I do both cases. Appointed both cases. All right, I had Leach bonded.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you tell me your name, sir?
Jose Rodriguez.
Mr. Rodriguez, you're here in 2021 CT 3159AO for driving while license suspended. I did review the charging affidavit and your driving record, did find probable cause for your arrest. State was there an offer to resolve Mr. Rodriguez's case right now?
Yes, Your Honor, adjudication credit time served.
Your Honor, he
I
wants
saw any
to.
prior duels, I saw reckless, I think.
Your Honor, he was arrested on another dwellis like 6 days before this one, which is the reason for the adjudication on this one.
Want to resolve all of his cases then? And 2992 and AO? And this one?
I don't know.
Seminole County case, Your Honor.
That's a Seminole County case? Okay. It says, I have an open orange traffic case, 2021 CT 2992. Is that Seminole County? Is that a mistake on here?
The one that we have for him is that the open case Seminole, for driving failure to exhibit on demand and altered exhaust. Do you have a different case state?
Yeah, after that, the next line, I have the second, another paragraph that says an Orange County case.
Does not qualify due to, let's see, doing it
Your
over.
Honor, I have this case, the 21 CT 3159, which he picked up on the 28th, and then I have 21 CT 2992, also in Orange County, that he picked up on the 20,
Yes, sir.
on the 10th.
So my question is, you want to resolve everything versus having?
There's a UTC, so yes, Your Honor.
He does not wish to resolve anything today, here, Your Honor. He would just like a bond amount.
All right. Does he have a public defender on any of his cases?
I don't believe they've
I
been
don't believe
appointed
so.
yet, Your Honor.
Mr. Rodriguez, did you want me to appoint a public defender to represent you in these cases?
Yes.
All right, we want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case as well as 2021 CT 2992 AO. And is that a notice to appear case?
Yes, Your Honor, it's a UTC.
All right, sir, I want to set your bond in this case in an amount of $750. Condition of your bond that you not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. All right, appointed a public defender to represent you in all your cases. You have a great day, sir.
Try to get up to speed, Your Honor.
No problem. Can you tell me your name, sir?
Derek Rogers.
Mr. Rogers, you're here in 2021 CT 3160 AO, in charge of driving under influence. I reviewed the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. I'll stay your bond in the amount of $500. Condition of your bond that you not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, that you do not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. You be subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. I'll give you 30 days before the first narcotics test happens. After that, the alcohol test that happened will become active immediately. I want to appoint a public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir. All right, does anybody have anything before we go into recess?
No, Your Honor.
Oh, yeah.
All right, go into recess. I'm Judge Gibson.
It is 12:33, Thursday, April 29th, 2021. We are on the record. If I could please have counsel put your appearance on record.
Taylor May on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
Letitia George on behalf of the Office of the Public Defender.
Sir, please tell me your name. 21MM2862AO. You're here charged with trespass on property after warning. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication, credit time served, no return to Lake Eola.
Ms. George, did you have an opportunity to discuss this with your client?
I spoke with all of them in general, Your Honor, because of the time change. You want to accept it? Yes, Your Honor. I did go over the rights. I didn't just speak to them one by one, but I did go over all the rights they have to give up to accept the offer. Do you understand all of the rights that I discussed with you?
All right, raise your right hand, please. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, no.
Sir, raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Please state your name for the record.
Michael Lee Bennett.
All right, you heard that your attorney just told the court that you want to enter a plea. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And she explained to you all the rights you're giving up by entering this plea?
Yes.
Do you have any questions for the court about these rights? You understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate that probation?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I just have to advise you of that because I don't know if you are somewhere else. You understand if you're not a United States citizen, this plea could deport you?
Yes.
Other than the state's offer, has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to enter this plea today?
No, ma'am.
All right, at this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of trespass on property after warning?
Here.
I'll accept your plea of guilty. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. What was the state's offer?
An adjudication and no return, Your Honor.
I'll adjudicate you guilty. I have to order that you pay court costs in this case. I will give you a year to pay them. And sir, you're not allowed to return to Lake Eola Park.
Oh, okay.
So you can't go back to Lake Eola Park. You understand that? All right. Good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing.
Okay.
In the PD work.
Yes. Good afternoon. Please tell me your name.
Austin Nguyen.
Twenty-one MM2871AO. You're here charged with possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause in this case. Should I appoint the public defender? Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, I am filing a no information
Oh.
right now.
Do you have an announcement to make?
Yes, Your Honor, state announces a no information as to 21MM2871.
All right, on that charge, you'll be released, sir. Good luck. On that charge, I don't know if you have any others pending. Okay. So because the state dropped this charge, you'll be free to go on this charge. I don't know if your probation officer will file a warrant for your arrest on the violation of probation. They could.
Okay, well, I will be released though?
Hold on.
He still has a violent felony offender supposed to concern detainer up by his name, so we'll have to we'll be in touch with you, the people that take care of that.
Okay, so you're still classified as a violent felony offender of special concern. So I can't tell you if there's going to be a warrant for your arrest after this. I don't know.
I will be released today though.
I don't know that you will be. You will be released on this charge. All right, good luck, sir. So that's.
Thank you.
Is this not the one with the private attorney? That's another one?
I don't know.
Well, there was an email attached to it. So, okay, so it's not this one?
Is there a case that has it?
Please tell me your name.
Brown Aaron.
A warrant was issued for your arrest in 21 CF 2678AO, charging you with 3 counts of lewd or lascivious battery. Another judge has already found probable cause for your arrest. At this time, I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Your Honor, we only filed on 1 count of the
Do you have an
lascivious
information?
battery. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I don't have that. What was the count that you filed?
Oh, what is charged, Your Honor? A lewd and lascivious battery, same statute.
All right, does the state wish to be heard on bond?
Your Honor, I would just ask for a reasonable bond, given the nature of the charge. This is a F2. And given the sexual nature of the,
All right, at this time, your bond will be $100,000. Even while in custody, you're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means? You also can't have contact with the victim's family members. You can't send a message to the victim. You're not allowed to return to the victim's house for any reason. Were you living there? Okay, you can't now. So I'll order that you must maintain a separate residence. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings, but you can't coordinate that with the victim or the victim's family members. You understand that?
No, I don't understand that.
So you can't have any contact with the victim at all or her family members. No contact. So you'll have to coordinate with law enforcement to go back and gather your belongings. All right. You're not allowed to have any unsupervised contact with any minor child under the age of 18. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
no, Your Honor.
Good luck, sir. There's only one. The state filed an information. And they charged with one count.
Does-
The ROR is the other two.
Okay, thank you.
Please tell me your name.
Reginald Frazier, Your Honor.
Okay, so there was an email on this one that he has a private attorney. Oh, there you go. Just a moment. Wait. I don't think they're there. This is Judge Gibson. Do I have someone on the line? This is Judge Gibson. Do I have someone on the line?
Yes, hello? Yeah, is that good with you?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you, Counselor. If you can get really close to your receiver, and if you're on speakerphone, please take it off.
Oh, yes, Your Honor. I'm no longer on speaker.
All right, great. If you could just put your name on the record, please.
Sure, Attorney Enid Bono here on behalf of Reginald Frazier.
Mr. Frazier, you're here in 21 CF 4608AO. A warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with 3 counts of lewd or lascivious battery and impregnating a child under 16 years of age. Another judge has already found probable cause for your arrest in this case. Counselor, did you wish to be heard on this case?
Yes, Your Honor, we're entering a plea of not guilty. I believe we have already filed notice of appearance, paperwork on this. The only outstanding issue is the bond issue, Your Honor, and we have spoken to the assigned state attorney, who's Sheriff Adams, and she has indicated to us that she has no objections to a reasonable bond. We did not agree, we did not discuss the actual bond.
Counselor, hold on, I can't hear you. If you could repeat that, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
I heard that
my-
you spoke with the assistant state attorney who has no objection to reasonable bond.
Correct. Sheriff Adams, I think, is who my assistant has spoken to her. I'm trying to see if I can pull out the emails from her. Let's see, give me 1 second. Is Ms. Adams present, or is it a different state attorney covering for?
No, it's a different state attorney, assistant state attorney present.
Your Honor, I have no notes from ASA Adams, however, he is entitled to bond, so I have no objection to a reasonable bond.
Is there anything specific in that email that you need me to hear, Counselor?
I'm trying to pull it up right now, Your Honor. Give me one second. Her email says, April 27th, I don't object to a bond being set. I think we will likely need a hearing to determine the amount.
She would like to what?
Would need a hearing in regards to amount.
Determine the amount.
Oh. All right, is there anything further, Counselor?
If I can just have some brief testimony from Mr. Frazier as far as his ties in the area and ability to pay bond.
Yes. Mr. Frazier, please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Can you please state your name for the record?
Reginald Frazier.
Mr. Frazier, how long have you lived in the Central Florida area?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
How long have you lived in the Central Florida area?
I've lived in Central Florida pretty much all my life.
Okay. Do you have any family here?
I have family in Hillsborough County, very minimal family in Orange County, and minimal family in Polk County.
Okay. Do you promise to make any and all future court appearances?
I do.
Okay. Do you have a amount of bond that you think you can reasonably afford based on your financial situation?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that first part.
Okay, I'll rephrase the question. Are you currently employed?
No, I'm not currently employed. I'm unemployed. I'm received pension from the VA.
Okay. And approximately how much do you receive each month?
$1,700.
Okay. Is there an amount for the bond that the court could set that you can afford to pay?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I have saved about, right now, I probably have about 5,000 to 7,000 saved up. That's only because my injuries, I haven't really been anywhere. I was hit by a semi-truck.
Okay. I don't have any further questions, Your Honor.
Does the state have any questions?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, anything further, Counselor?
No, Your Honor, just arguments.
Go ahead.
Mr. Frazier has lived in the Central Florida area all his life. He has significant ties in Hillsborough, minimal ties in Orange and Polk. He says he's not employed. He's receiving money from the VA, approximately $1,700 a month. So we're asking the court to take that into account and set a reasonable bond in light of the fact that the state is not seeking no bond.
I'm sorry, Counselor, I couldn't hear that last sentence.
Also taking into account that the state is not seeking no bond.
Oh. Thank you. Anything further from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. May, anything from the state?
Yes, Your Honor. The state is defense is correct, and state is not seeking no bond because he is entitled to bond on these charges. They are not life or PBL offenses. They're F2s and an F3. But given the nature of the charges, they are violent in nature and sexual in nature, and the alleged victim was 13 years old at the time of these offenses. State would ask for a reasonable bond on all counts. I understand the testimony elicited from Mr. Frazier was he has, I think, 5 to 7 grand saved up. However, state would ask for a bond much higher than that, given the nature of the charges.
All right, thank you both. At this time, Mr. Frazier, your bond on count 1 is $100,000. Your bond on count 2 is $25,000, count 3 is $25,000, and count 4 is $25,000. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, Your Honor. I just don't know who the victim is.
Mr. Frazier, don't talk about the facts of the case yet.
Okay.
Jodacia Cherie May Smith.
That's who you may not have any contact with. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that no contact means you can't contact her through
Yes,
friends
Your
or
Honor.
family, send a text message, contact her on social media.
Haven't.
No contact at all.
I understand that.
You also can't have any contact with her family members. You can't be within 500 feet of the victim's residence. You're not allowed to have any unsupervised contact with any minor child under the age of 18. Do you understand that?
Is that including my daughter?
It's including all children under the age of 18.
That's why.
Are there any other conditions the state would request at this time?
No weapons, Your Honor.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. All right, good luck, sir. Thank you, counselor, for appearing via
Your
phone.
Honor, would the court consider on count 1 to make it 25,000 so that it totals to 100,000 for everything?
I will not at this time.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Good luck, sir.
Total.
Thank you. Bye.
I'm just wondering, how much is the total, Your Honor?
175.
175,000 is the
Okay.
total. Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Xavier Melendez.
In 21 CT 3163AO, you're here charged with no valid driver's license. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is $500. You cannot drive without a valid Florida license. You understand that?
Understand, it's just, I was going,
Don't talk about the facts.
I just want to make sure you understand that now you can't drive without a license.
okay.
In 21 CF 4899AO, you're here charged with possession of cocaine. There is also probable cause for this charge, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond on that is $1,000. You can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Do you understand? You have to answer out loud.
Yes.
You're not allowed to have contact with any known drug dealers. In 21 CF 4897AO, you're here charged with possession of cannabis over 20 grams and possession of drug paraphernalia. There is also probable cause for these arrests, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in this case as well. I'll stay the bonds at $1,000 on count 1 and 500 on, I'll make it 100 on count 2, actually. You're not allowed to possess or consume controlled substances without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers. Then you have 3 violations of probation out of Osceola County. 1900904, oh, maybe it's only 2.
I believe it's 2, Your Honor.
1700784. I think you have 2 out of Osceola County. Make sure that's right. Yes. At this time, there's no bond on those. We'll notify Osceola County that you're here, but I'll also appoint the public defender's office to represent you in all of those as well. Good luck, sir. That's heavy. All right, didn't make it. Weighed too much. Please tell me your name.
Jagger Shepherd.
21 CF 4893AO, you're here charged with attempted first-degree murder with a firearm. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. I reviewed the probable cause affidavit, and I do find probable cause exists for this charge at this time. Yes, Ms. May?
Due to the nature of the charge, and it is a PBL, so they would be asking that you hold him no bond pending an Arthur hearing.
I will do that at this time. Because of the charge, sir, you'll have no bond at this time. But even while in custody, you're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes.
Okay. You're also not allowed to have contact with any witness in the case. As it's no bond, are there any other conditions the state would request?
Not at this time.
All right, good luck, sir. Good luck. Good afternoon. Please tell me your name.
Edwin Thomas.
21 CF 4872AO. You're here charged with battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting an officer with violence, and trespass to a structure or conveyance. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you, sir. There is probable cause in this case. Your bond will be $2,500 on count 1, $150 on count 2, and $100 on count 3. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. You're not allowed to return to the Smith Motel. Do you know what that is, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can't go back there. Do you have any belongings there? All right. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No weapons or firearms, Your Honor.
I will order, you're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Brandon Bell.
I'm sorry, get closer to the microphone.
Brandon Bell.
Did you say Brandon Bell? All right. You're here in 19 CF 3142 for a warrant that was issued out of another county. Hold on. It's Seminole County. There's no bond on that warrant for failing to appear for a docket sounding on possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, aggravated assault, battery, domestic violence. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you, and we'll notify them that you're here.
Your Honor, that was zero bond.
It was no bond, yes. Good luck, sir.
The number's right there.
Please tell me your name.
You have it?
A warrant was issued for your arrest out of Miami-Dade County for sexual battery on a minor by an adult. There is no bond authorized on that warrant, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. We'll notify them that you're here. Good luck, sir. We're gonna have to skip those.
Okay.
It's not 1 o'clock yet. I don't think we can do Spanish right now. Or we can wait for like 3 minutes, but I don't think I can call them. They won't answer. Whatever works for you, Dexter. Please tell me your name.
Nicholas Albert.
21MM286980. You're here charged with retail petty theft. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. There is probable cause in this case. Your bond is $500. You're not allowed to return to, can the state give me the name? Oh, Home Depot. Do we have the address? I don't have the address, but you're not allowed to return to Home Depot. You understand that? Any other conditions the state would request on this one?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, you have a warrant for a parole violation out of New York State. And I have a note that says they will extradite. So even if you post this bond, I don't know if you'll be released. Good luck.
How long it will take, New York to get me, or how long they have to get me?
I don't know how long it will take them. COVID-19 has changed everything. So
So they don't have like a limitation of how long they can take to come get me?
with the pandemic, everything is sort of a little bit off. So I don't know how long it will take.
But they have a time limit, right?
I don't know. COVID-19 changed everything. Please tell me your name.
Deshaun Jones.
21MM287280. You're here charged with trespass on property after warning. There is probable cause. Was there an offer in this case?
Yes, Your Honor, an adjudication credit time served and no return to the link station at 455 North Garland.
All right. Were you able to talk to him about that, Ms. George?
Yes, Your Honor, I spoke to them in general. There's the plea form.
Sir, are you interested in accepting the state's offer today?
Yes.
Please raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Please state your name for the record.
Deshaun Jones.
All right, sir, you heard what Ms. George said to the court as a friend of the court. She talked to you about the rights you'd be giving up if you enter a plea today. Do you have any questions for me about those rights?
No.
You understand them all?
Yes.
You understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate that?
Yes.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea could deport you?
Yes.
At this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of trespass on property after warning?
Guilty?
I'll accept your plea of guilty. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the 2 days that you've been in jail. I have to order that you pay court costs. Sir, do you have a job?
No.
Do you have a home?
No.
All right, I'm going to reduce the court cost to a lien at this time, but you are not allowed to return to the Lynx bus station at 455 North Garland Avenue. Do you understand that?
Okay.
All right, good luck, sir.
Your Honor, I would ask without a valid ticket, because a lot of our clients use the bus for transportation purposes. So I would just ask that as long as he has a valid ticket.
What says the state?
That's fine, Your Honor.
All right, so you can't return there unless you have a valid bus ticket, okay? So don't just go there to hang out.
I believe you will still have an active trespass, so they could still trespass him even with a valid ticket.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I don't
If
think
it
you're
is,
gonna be
I
able to
didn't
go
know there was
back.
a open.
I understand what you're saying, so just don't go to that bus station. All right, you can ride other buses, but don't go there. All right, good luck, sir. Yes. Yes. Please tell me your name.
Good morning, good afternoon, Miss Gibson. My name is Taquarius Javante Levy.
21MM286780. You're here charged with possession of cannabis and possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to,
The state announces the no information.
all right. However, he's out on bond in 2 felonies.
Yes, Your Honor. However, they're dropping all charges against him. So we would ask that you take no action since the charges are being no infoed here today.
What says the state?
Your Honor, I'll leave that within your discretion. Condition of bond is not to commit any new offenses, even though state is dropping them. He did commit a new offense. So I'll leave that within your discretion, whether you want to revoke.
the part of being out on bond is that you won't commit any new law violations. So I understand your argument, Ms. George, they're dropping the new law violation, but that's part of the agreement of being out on bond. So while out on bond for 2 violent cases, he committed a new law violation. I'm still inclined to revoke it.
Your Honor, he picked up a nonviolent offense, which the state does not even prosecute the possession of cannabis under 20 grams or drug paraphernalia charges. And because of that, we ask that you take no action on the out on bond cases. If the state's gonna drop the charges, it makes no sense to revoke them and set them at none for a charge that he's not even gonna be charged with.
It's not about the new charge, it's about the old charges. You can't commit new law violations while you're out on bond.
Your Honor, if you're inclined to revoke, say would ask that you set a new bond.
At this time, I'll take no action. Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Andrea Sharber.
21MM285480, you're here charged with trespass on property after warning and resisting an officer without violence.
Yeah, I did have a chance to speak with Ms. Sharber. She would like to accept the state's offer of an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and no return to Wawa. I don't have that address for that Wawa. However, you don't have any information? Okay. However, Your Honor, I ask that you take no action on the out on bond charge. I was gonna try to resolve it today, but right now we don't have an offer on the case. So I just ask that, I think they filed on it, the resisting without violence.
All right. Ms. Sharber, please raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Please state your name for the record.
Andrea Colleen Sharber.
All right, you can put your hand down. Did you hear what Ms. George said as a friend of the court? Yes.
They,
She told me that you want to enter a plea today, is that correct?
she said time served.
Right, is that what you want to do?
Ma'am.
And she explained to you the rights that you're giving up by entering this plea. Do you understand those rights?
I plead no contest. Time served.
But do you understand the rights you're giving up? Like your right to a jury trial, your right to testify, your right to remain silent, you understand those?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for me about those? No. All right, has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to enter this plea other than the state's offer?
No.
At this time, how do you wish to plead to trespass on property after warning and resisting an officer without violence?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the 2 days that you've been in jail. I'll order that you pay court costs in this case. I'll give you a year to pay them. You are not allowed to return to the Wawa located at 8574 South Orange Blossom Trail. Do you understand?
Yes.
Are there any other conditions the state would request as to this case?
No, Your Honor.
All right, at this time, I'll take no action on an out-of-bond case. Good luck. Yes? Right, I did. No, the guy before did.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Please tell me your name.
Octavia Smith.
21MM285680. You're here charged with trespass on property after warning. There is probable cause. Was there an offer in this case?
Yes, Your Honor, an adjudication, credit time served, no return to 7-Eleven.
And Your Honor, I did have a chance to go over all the rights that Mr. Smith would be giving up if he accepts the state's offer here today.
Is that what he wants to do?
Yes.
All right, please raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Please state your name for the record.
Dontavius T. Smith.
All right, you understand the rights you're giving up by entering a plea today?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for the court about those rights?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to enter this plea other than the state's offer?
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate that.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea could deport you.
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of trespass on property after warning?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, order you to pay court costs. I'll give you a year to pay them. I'll order that you're not allowed to return to the 7-Eleven located at 1201 North Cimarron Boulevard. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing. You want to do Spanish next or no? Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Teodoro Leal, Spanish interpreter. The interpreter has been, sorry, good afternoon, Your Honor. The interpreter has been previously sworn.
All right, thank you. If you could please connect to the headset.
Connected, Your Honor.
Sir, please tell me your name.
Carlos Rolando Romero Cruz.
Rosalando Romero Cruz.
21 CF 489180. You're here charged with burglary of a dwelling and criminal mischief. There is probable cause in this case, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your bond is $5,000 on count 1, $500 on count 2. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victims in this case or any witnesses. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you live in the Spanish Oaks Apartments?
Disculpe, joven.
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
Do you live in the Spanish Oaks Apartments?
No, él es donde yo estaba donde un primo.
No, I was visiting with a cousin.
All right. You are not allowed to return to Spanish Oaks Apartments for any reason at all. Do you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
At this time, I'm revoking your bond in 2015 CF 14 AO. Good luck, sir.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Please tell me your name.
Sorry, interpreter's having a little bit of problem. I think he said Herminio Optiver.
Rivera Oliveira? Olivo?
Herminio Joel Rivera Olivo.
Herminio Joel Rivera Olivo.
21 MM 1015. You're here because a warrant was issued for your arrest out of Osceola County for battery domestic. There is no bond, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. We'll notify Osceola County that you're here so they can transport you. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
I believe that's all we need the interpreter for today. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
We don't have Leon.
please tell me your name.
Jefferson Millard.
A capias was issued for your arrest in 21 MM 1592AO for failing to appear for a pretrial conference on a charge of trespass in structure. There is no bond authorized on that capias, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
Your Honor, Miller, I believe the state's offering an adjudication of guilt, credit time served and no return, to resolve, is it all, or just?
There's only a trespass.
It's a trespass.
Yeah, the adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to 189 South Orange Avenue. Is that the right one?
Did you have a chance to talk to him about that?
Yes, I spoke to him. He wanted to accept the state's offer here today, Your Honor.
Please raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
Jefferson Millard.
You heard what the public defender just said. You want to enter a plea today?
Yes.
That's correct? You understand the rights you're giving up by entering this plea?
Yes.
All right, do you have any questions for me about the rights you're giving up?
No.
All right, you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea could deport you.
Yes.
You understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate that probation.
Yes.
At this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of trespass in structure?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I will adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for however many days you were in jail. I don't know that because it's a capias.
4 days.
4 days. I'll order that you pay court costs, and I'll give you a year to pay them. Good luck, sir.
Your Honor, there's also a no return to the plaza.
Oh, you're also not allowed to return to this address, sir. Give the address, counselor.
189 South Orange Avenue.
All right, Ms. George, you have to sign that one because you're appointed.
Previously appointed. An assignment template is on the line.
Oh. We have the sign language interpreter?
We call in like we're calling.
But I don't know if we have that person.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
All right. Can he see you?
Yes, he says he can see me well.
All right, sir, please tell me your name.
My name is Carlos. My last name is Leon Guzman.
This is case 21 CF 487180. You're here charged with grand theft of a motor vehicle. There is probable cause, and I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your bond is $1,000. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim or any witness in this case. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, that's wrong. That was wrong. The police put me in jail for no reason. I was supposed to be in the hospital. I was taking medication. I have problems with my mind, with my brain.
All right, I understand what you're saying, sir, but you're going to have to talk to your attorney about that.
Well, where is my attorney? Okay, that's really wrong. It's really wrong.
Ms. George is here as a representative of the Public Defender's Office. She's going to give you a paper that has a number that you can call to speak to your attorney.
How am I supposed to call? I'm deaf. I'm supposed to need an interpreter. I'm supposed to have an interpreter.
Right.
I can't talk on the phone with her. I have to have an interpreter.
There is a way, right? Right, we have a TDY phone here at the jail.
Yes, I know, but the TTY here doesn't work. It doesn't work. They don't, it's broken. It really is broken. I've tried it. It's not a working TTY.
All right, Ms. George?
The attorney assigned to the case will find a way to get in contact with you. They have to check in with you, so they will reach out to you, if that means they have to.
Okay, okay. But I have court on May 17th at 1:30. I'm supposed to go to court. I have to go. And now I'm in jail?
If you're still in jail,
I have a problem with my mind, you know. I'm supposed to be in the hospital. They're supposed to be helping me with medication. I'm really pissed off.
sir, if you're still in custody on May 17th, you'll be transported to the courthouse. Or they'll do it via TV. Ms. George, can you make sure you make a note?
Yes.
This is all wrong. This is all wrong. People here throw me in jail. It's all wrong. I'm always just working and working and working, and they're blaming me for who knows what. I didn't have a car. I had to go to the hospital, take medication.
So, sir, in this case, your fingerprints were found in a stolen vehicle. So you're going to want to talk to your attorney about the evidence in this case. If you believe you have a defense.
I don't remember any of it. I don't remember any of that. I have a problem with my mind.
I will let the attorney assigned to your case know about the issue that you have and see what type of help we can get you. So I'm putting in the note right now.
All right, thank you, Ms. George. All right, good luck, sir. You have bond in this case, if you're able to post it.
Could you have them look at me, please?
Can you just...
How much is the bond?
$1,000.
$1,000?
Yes, sir.
So is that reduced to 500?
No.
I don't know. I don't have any experience with this.
It's $1,000. So you can talk to your attorney and a bondsman.
Okay.
All right.
My ex has names for bondsmen from before when I was in jail. And so none of those responded. And I only had one bondsman. I suppose I can try through my uncle.
Yes, and speak to your attorney about it. Maybe they can help you.
Okay. All right.
All right, good luck, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Four. Please tell me your name.
Elijah Peterson.
21 MM, thank you, 117 AW. A capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for a pretrial conference on a charge of loitering and prowling. Ms. George, did you wish to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. The offer from the state is a withhold credit time served and no return to the scene. I did discuss this with my client. We went over all the rights he would be giving up, and he would like to accept the state's offer here today.
I don't know that I'm inclined to do that.
I don't see any other convictions, Your Honor.
This is a loitering or prowling, and his other charge is a burglary.
Yes, Your Honor. That one's still open. This will be his first offense that he has pled to.
Sir, raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Please state your name for the record.
Elijah Peterson.
How old are you, Mr. Peterson?
I just turned 20,
When did you turn 20?
like April 25th.
Do you have a job?
No, ma'am.
Are you in school?
No, ma'am. I finished school.
I'll tell you what I'm struggling with, Mr. Peterson. I understand that this is the first, you don't have any prior criminal history. But this charge is loitering and prowling, and the other charge that you have is a burglary. This court's concern is there's a pattern of behavior here. I am inclined to withhold adjudication if you want to enter a plea of guilty today. But I don't know if I'm inclined to just give you credit time served and that's it. I'm inclined to say you should do some community service hours or something that makes you a productive member of society.
I was.
Your Honor, I can't discuss the offer if I don't know what it is, that you're offering him.
The court doesn't make offers, the state makes offers. The
Right.
court sentences. So I don't know if I'm inclined to accept that offer.
So,
That's what I'm telling him.
Your Honor, my concern with giving potentially community service hours is there'd be no body to ensure that they are completed. And I don't believe under the statute you're able to D6 if he doesn't complete.
Right, it would have to be probation then.
Yes, Your Honor, which, given the circumstances and being an M2, I don't think it's necessary under the circumstances. However, if Your Honor would like to give a bench plea, that's obviously within your discretion. However, unless he's on probation, there's no body to ensure that he completes
Right.
any classes or conditions. I believe he's also in PTD for the attempted burglary of a conveyance.
Well, that's effective.
So he will be undergoing, I believe, classes to successfully complete PTD.
All right, Mr. Peterson. Against my better judgment, I will accept the state's offer in this case and sentence you according to their offer if you want to enter a plea. Do you want to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand the rights you're giving up by entering this plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for me about those rights?
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate that?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea could deport you?
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of loitering or prowling?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll withhold adjudication. I'll give you credit for the 4 days that you've been in jail. I'm ordering that you pay court costs, and I'm giving you 90 days to pay those court costs. You understand that?
How much?
90 days. You have 3 months to pay them, and it's around $300.
he doesn't have any employment. I would just ask for the year. I would at least give him a chance to get a job and then pay it off and make payments to the court. It's a short turnaround time.
It's short, counselor, but he's 20, looks healthy, he can get a job. and not be out loitering and burglarizing things, but be productive. How long will it take you to pay $300 in court costs?
You want me to do it 3 months? I guess I could try to do it 3 months. I got no.
If I give you 6 months, will that make it easier?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll give you 6 months to pay it. Look, Mr. Peterson, I'm not trying to give you a hard time, but you're young, you have your whole life in front of you, you have no criminal history. You need to get on a different path. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You have an opportunity to make your life different. You need to do that. Good luck. You have 30 days to appeal.
Your Honor, any action on this out of
I'm going to take no action at this time. Please tell me your name.
Daniel Benchamal.
21 CF 484380. You're here charged with possession of fentanyl, possession of alprazolam, and possession of drug paraphernalia.
Yes, ma'am.
There is probable cause for your arrest, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is $1,000 on count 1, $150 on count 2, and $100 on count 3. You're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription, and you're not allowed to have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
As to 21 CF 1480AO, at this time, I'm revoking your bond. Good luck, sir.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, could you tell me the bond amounts one more time?
I'm sorry, what?
The bond amounts, I missed it, I want to read
I
it.
stated 1,000 on count 1, 150 on 2, and 100 on 3.
Okay.
I just treated them as subsidiaries.
Okay, thank you.
So does that mean I can't?
Good luck.
On the bond case as well?
Are they not previously?
No.
Yes. And Ms. George, I'm appointing you on his out on bond case. For some reason, you weren't.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Please tell me your name.
Samuel Benton.
21 CF 488380. You're here charged with possession of synthetic cannabinoids. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. There is probable cause in this case. Your bond will be $1,000. I'm sorry, $1,500. You're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. Do you understand?
Right.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
You're also not allowed to have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand?
Yes.
At this time, I'm revoking your out on bond cases. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Henry Brown.
21 CF 4898AO. You're here charged with attempted burglary of a dwelling and criminal mischief. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. There is probable cause in this case. Your bond will be $1,000 on count 1 and $150 on count 2. You're not allowed to have any contact with Brittany Montgomery. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not allowed to return to 6340 Raleigh Street, apartment 1003. That's the Azure Apartments. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Wait, do you live in that same apartment complex?
I live at 6372 Raleigh.
Is that in the same complex?
Yes, ma'am. But my lease is almost up, so I'll be moving.
When?
I think I've got 2 months left. Sorry.
Your Honor, I think that if you order a no return to the apartment where the incident occurred, and my client knows that if he violates your court order, he'll be brought back here and held at no bond, I think that would be sufficient, at least until he moves, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I promise I won't go back over there.
All right, I'm going to order that you're not allowed to return to her apartment for any reason. That's 1003. You understand that?
That's understood.
Is your apartment more than 500 feet away from hers?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can't be within 500 feet of her apartment.
That's
You're
understood.
not allowed to possess or consume alcoholic beverages, and you'll be subject to random alcohol screens. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
What are any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck, sir.
The name that you mentioned was a victim?
I'm sorry, what?
The name that you mentioned was.
That's the victim.
Okay, thank you.
Please tell me your name.
Jeremiah Birch.
You're here in 21 CF 4878 AO, charged with possession of cocaine. There is probable cause for your arrest, sir. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is $1,000. You're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. Do you understand?
I do it.
Hold on, you're not allowed to have contact with any known drug dealers.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Did you have a question?
I mean, yes, yeah, my question, I applied for ROR, am I for release of own recording, and I applied for it.
Hold on, I can't hear you. Get really close to the microphone.
I applied for release of my own recognizance because I'm going into the VA domiciliary for drug and alcohol support. I'm a veteran, man.
Oh.
And I asked for be released of my own recognizance. This is something I think would help me out in my life to get into the domiciliary at Lake Nona VA.
Does the state have any, the defense have any information about this?
No, Your Honor, I just saw that he served in the United States Army for 4 years. I did note that. I don't have any information.
Your Honor, all my notes on his out on bond cases is that he's been trying to get a global plea.
Yes, ma'am, that too.
To resolve.
To
Actually,
resolve it so I can start my life over, okay?
Hold on one moment.
I think I did see something. I just wanted to.
I'm gonna see what the public defender comes up with.
Your Honor, may we approach, please?
Yes. All right, Mr. Birch. At this time, I am going to grant your request and release you on your own recognizance on this charge. All the same conditions still apply, and you're not allowed to have any contact with Carone Robinson. You know who that is?
I know exactly. I'm just playing the God. Go ahead.
All right, so I also spoke with your attorney, and she's going to talk to the trial attorney who's representing you about following up with you to make sure that you get into that VA program. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, and at this time, I'm not going to revoke your out-on-bond cases.
Thank you.
Please tell me your name.
William Frank Dunn.
20 CF 882480. A capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for a motion hearing on a charge of burglary of a dwelling and petty theft. I would assume the public defender's already appointed in this case. The who? William Dunn?
Yes, PD was
All right, so you're already represented by the public defender's office. There is no bond authorized on this capias. Good luck, sir.
Okay, thank you.
What happened with Raul Campoverde?
Is mental health?
21 CF 485580, battery on a person 65 years of age or older. Ms. George, I'm going to appoint your office.
I'll wait, Your Honor.
There is probable cause in this case. I'll stay the bond at $2,500. No contact with the victim. Not possess weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Comply with all physician's orders. Any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
What was that person's name, Your Honor?
Orton. Orton.
Thank you.
I'm gonna.
Sir, please tell me your name.
Andre Lamont Harris, ma'am.
A warrant was issued for your arrest in 21 CF 454280 for sale or delivery of cocaine. Another judge has already found probable cause in this case, and your bond is $2,000. You're not allowed to possess or consume a controlled substance without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers. I see you nodding, so you knew I was going to say all of that. Yes, Ms. George?
It appears that, it's weird the way these were set up. So it seems the out on bond 2021, yeah, 3522 was December 2nd of 2020. And then this new charge looks like it was December 4th, 2020. No shit.
The dates that I have for his arrest in 21 CF 3522, I have April 1st. And in 20 CF 4706, I have also April 1st was his date of arrest.
Right.
So
But,
I don't think he was out on bond
okay,
when this offense is alleged to have occurred.
okay, perfect.
So I would take no action on his out on bond cases because he wasn't out on bond. Okay, thank you. Good luck, sir.
Oh,
Yes, Ms. George, you were right.
Okay, thank you.
You guys said April 1st?
Was his arrest date.
Okay.
Please tell me your name, sir.
Jeffrey Lee Hawk, ma'am.
21 CF 488980. You're here charged with possession of cocaine. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is $1,000. You're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription, and you're not allowed to have contact with any known drug dealers. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. George, he's out on bond on a drug case.
Yes, Your Honor. However, on the open container charge, I did see the state was offering adjudication of guilt credit time served, so we at least resolved that one so that all he has is the other drug possession charge. It's notes in there saying that's what was offered.
Isn't it it's a municipal ordinance?
It's an open container on public property.
Yeah. I mean,
Did you discuss it with him?
no, I didn't know if, I just see the notes. But in my system, it stated the attorney assigned to the case has spoken with him. He wanted to resolve it. That's why I wanted to bring it up here today.
All right, is that right, Mr. Hawk? Do you want to enter a plea to the charge of open container?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a different case.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so this is 21 MO 229AO. You're charged with open container on public property, and it looks like there was a failure to appear. Please raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Please state your name for the record.
Jeffrey Lee Hawk.
All right, sir. Your attorney, not Ms. George, but the one who's representing you, talked to you about entering a plea on this charge. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Did they explain to you the rights you're giving up by entering this plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for me about those rights?
No, ma'am.
You understand that if you're on probation, this plea would violate that?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea could deport you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, other than the state's offer, has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
And you understand this doesn't resolve the other two cases that are both felonies?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, at this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of open container on public property?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for however many days you were in jail. Because it's an FTA, there's
I don't
probably
think
more
there
than,
was one, Your Honor.
okay. I have to order you to pay court costs, sir,
Yes, ma'am.
but I'll give you a year to pay them.
I believe it's 2 days, Your Honor. He was arrested 2/16 and then he
Five.
bonded 2/17.
Yes, 5. All right, so I'll give you credit for those 5 days. You have 30 days to appeal in writing, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and then, Ms. George,
I don't know if any information was filed on the out on bond charge, Your Honor. However, I would just ask that you revoke and double the bond if you're inclined to revoke, since they're nonviolent offenses.
And information was filed on the 21 CF 1911. We filed possession of utilum.
all right, sir. At this time, I'm going to revoke your bond in 21 CF 191180, but I'm going to double it. So it was a $500 bond, it will now be $1,000,
Yes, ma'am.
but I'm not going to hold you at no bond.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Good luck, sir.
Okay.
Please tell me your name. 21 CF 488180, you're here charged with possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver, and possession of an opium or a derivative substance with intent to sell or deliver. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Ms. George, did you wish to be heard? Or you're just standing there?
I'm sorry, you wanted to speak to me, Your Honor.
Okay,
I did have a question, but I don't know. I did notice the way that the cocaine was packaged. However, the controlled substance with intent to sell, it didn't say that it was packaged anyway. So I know there was possession of a controlled substance. There was a large amount. I'm not sure if that's sufficient, but
well, it says 22 small individual baggies of methamphetamine and large amounts of cocaine.
right.
So whether that's sufficient for them to prove this at a jury trial,
Okay.
I think probably not.
Okay.
However, I think it's enough for probable cause at this stage.
Okay, thank you.
However, what I will do is, on count 2, I'll leave your bond at $15,000, and on count 1, I'll reduce it. Is there any objection from the state? I'm gonna reduce it, but I suppose I should let you tell me what your thoughts are before I do that.
No, Your Honor. It was a significant amount of narcotics, of both the methamphetamine and the cocaine. However, state has no objection to you treating it as a subsidiary.
I'm not inclined to treat it as a subsidiary, but I'll make the bond $5,000. You're not allowed to have contact with any known drug dealers or possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. You understand? You're also not allowed to have contact with, isn't there a second person in this case?
No, Your Honor, I believe you're thinking of a different case.
Adriana? Who's Adriana? That's your who? Can you get closer to the mic?
His girlfriend, Your Honor.
That's your girlfriend? Mm. All right, I'm not going to order you not to have contact with her at this time.
Your Honor, they seemed compliant and answered correctly when the officers asked if there was cannabis in the vehicle, so I don't believe a no contact is necessary.
At this time, Ms. George, I'm inclined to revoke his bond and the out on bond. It's also for MDMA,
Yes,
unless you can give me a reason not to.
yes, Your Honor, I would just ask that you double it in this case, Your Honor. I'll just point to the fact that he hasn't had a failure to appear since 2015. I see the last conviction was in 2018. And I would just ask that you give weight to both him and his girlfriend cooperating with the police officers when pulled over.
Your Honor, we have filed on that case. We also filed as a possession of Utilone
In that case?
on his out on bond case, yes, Your Honor. I was looking to see what the amount was due to the amount in this case. Your Honor, the suspected narcotics in his out on bond case weighed approximately 2 grams. So if you are inclined to revoke, state would ask that you set a new bond, as it was a relatively small quantity.
Ms. George, did you see he has 15 prior FTAs?
I did, Your Honor.
15. While out on bond for possession of a controlled substance, he's arrested for not just possession, but possession with intent.
Yes, Your Honor.
However, I will note that as both the prosecutor and the defense attorney have pointed out, you were cooperative with the police officers. All right, I'm going to revoke your bond. However, I will not hold you at no bond. It was $1,000. It is going to now be $2,000 with all of the same conditions. So you can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck.
He was a client on his out on bond case. He didn't have them.
Oh, yes. Ms. George, I'm appointing you on his out on bond case.
Okay,
For
thank
some reason, you weren't. Please tell me your name.
My name is Jamar Jean.
A warrant was issued for your arrest in 21 CF 4366 for aggravated battery with a firearm and aggravated assault with a firearm. Another judge has already found probable cause in that case. Your bond is $3,500 on count 1 and $5,000 on count 2, which I don't understand.
Yes, Your Honor. Upon reading the affidavit, it does look like the victim did have a gunshot wound to her upper arm.
I would just think it would be the opposite. The battery would be the 5,000, but I'll leave it since it's there. Special conditions, you're not allowed to have any contact with the victims. Do you understand what no contact means?
I guess
ma'am.
I can't hear you.
Yes, ma'am. Can I please tell you something?
Uh,
My lawyer.
All right, so you can say anything you want, but everything you say is being recorded and can be used against you. So I'm going to give your attorney a minute to talk to you.
Oh my God, I got button teller. That's it.
Your Honor, I believe he has a private attorney for that.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I believe he has a private attorney for the out on bond case, so.
All right.
His name is Bryson Teller.
I'm sorry?
His name is Bryson Teller.
All right.
Case I'm open. That's what I'm trying to figure about this warrant case. know
I can't hear you at all.
He was trying to figure out where the warrant case came from.
Never did nothing. Just
Okay, so a warrant was issued for your arrest for, on April 10th, 2021, shooting at and hitting with one of the bullets Elizabeth Carlton. So that's where this warrant came from. God bless you. So because it's a warrant, another judge has already found probable cause. You're not allowed to have any contact with Elizabeth Carlton. You two weren't living together, were you?
to be honest, man, I don't even know who that is. That's why I'm asking you about this.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't even know who that is. That's why I'm looking like crazy right now.
Your Honor, according to the affidavit, there was multiple witnesses. The state would also ask for no contact with them. Daisy Rodriguez, Cassidy, and I believe there was also a male, Brandon. But in regards to Miss Carlton, it is stated in the affidavit that Cassidy, with an unknown last name, identified Mr. Jean in the photo lineup, advising he was the one that she knows as Red, and the person that left the scene, and also is the person who pointed a gun at her, or pointed a gun at Daisy and tried to shoot her, but missed and shot Elizabeth.
So you're not allowed to have contact with any of the people listed. So you'll get a list. You can't have contact with any of the witnesses in this case either. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And the address is 6619 Festival Lane. Do you live there?
My address is 2204 Bridgewood Trail, Orlando, Florida, 32818.
All right, so you can't return to the 6619 Festival Lane for any reason. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. I'll order that you have to surrender your firearm to the sheriff's office within 24 hours of your release. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right. In 21 CF 14902AO, you're charged with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, possession of methamphetamine with intent to sell, possession of firearm in commission of a felony, and possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver. Hold on a minute. Is that number right?
Which case?
I can't read this handwriting.
Okay, it's 2021 CF 4902.
4902, okay. Sorry, I couldn't read that handwriting. All right, there is also probable cause in this case, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is $4,000 on count 1, $150 on counts 2, 3, and 4. You're not allowed to possess or consume a controlled substance without a valid prescription. Do you understand?
Yes, say that again.
You can't possess or consume any drugs unless you have a prescription.
I have my weed license, ma'am.
All right, so do you understand, though? You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition.
Not even a knife that could protect my life.
I'm sorry?
That's all right.
So he asked not even a knife.
No, no weapons at all right now. You're not allowed to have contact with any known drug dealers. And as to 20 CF 3009AO, at this time, I'm revoking your bond. Good luck, sir.
ED was appointed for this case today, Your Honor.
Yes. Couldn't read that number. Please tell me your name.
Jamal Jeffers.
21 CF 4842, you're here charged with possession of a controlled substance. There is probable cause for your arrest. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is $1,000. You're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. Do you understand?
Yes.
You're also not allowed to have contact with any known drug dealers. The out on bond case isn't out on bond. It was a notice to appear, so I'll take no action at this time. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Christopher James Keller.
A warrant was issued for your arrest in 21 CF 4813 for failing to update your driver's license or identification card as a sexual offender. Another judge has already found probable cause in this case. Your bond will be $15,000. You must maintain your sex offender reporting requirements. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll appoint the public defender's office. Good luck, sir. Thank you. Please tell me your name.
Dennis Manoli.
You have a warrant out of Brevard County in 20 CF 43018. At this time, there is no bond authorized. I'll appoint the public defender's office and will notify them that you're here so that they can come get you. It's for violating drug offender probation. Hold on one second. All right. In 21 CF 4863AO, you're here charged with burglary of a structure, petty theft, and criminal mischief. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in this case as well. There is probable cause. Your bond is $5,000 on count 1, $100 on counts 2 and 3. You're not allowed to return to Fishbone's restaurant. Do you understand?
Yes.
You're also not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition, or have contact with,
Dale Johnson?
one more time, Dale Johnson?
Dale
Yes.
Johnson.
Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck, sir.
I don't know him, so okay, no problem.
Please tell me your name.
Alexander Mercado Garcia.
21 CF 487780. You're here charged with possession of methamphetamine, possession of cannabis, and possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause for your arrest, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is $1,000 on count 1 and $100 on counts 2 and 3 each. You're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription, and you're not allowed to have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
A capias was issued for your arrest in 21 MM 15860 for failing to appear for a pretrial conference on a charge of trespass on property other than a structure or conveyance and criminal mischief. The bond amounts are $1,000 on each count. If the PD was not previously appointed, I will appoint them at this time. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Henry Monroe Jr.
21 CF 4888AO. You're here charged with possession of cocaine. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is $1,000. You're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. You're not allowed to have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand? All right, Ms. George, I see that he has a private attorney in his out on bond case, but I'm inclined to revoke that unless you can give me a reason not to.
Your Honor, if you look, the last failure to appear was in 2005, and his last conviction was in 2018. So I ask that you take that into consideration and the fact that the new offense is a nonviolent offense. And if you are inclined to revoke, that you revoke and set a higher bond.
All right, at this time, I am going to revoke that bond. It was $500, but I will not hold you at no bond. Your new bond will be $1,000 on that charge. Good luck, sir. So a condition of being out on bond is that you not commit any new law violations. I see that you're looking confused. That's why I'm explaining it.
So I can still bond out?
I'm sorry?
I can still bond out?
Yes. So because you were out on bond on a criminal case and were arrested for a new one,
Okay.
I'm revoking that bond, but I'm not going to hold you at no bond. I set a new bond for you, so you can bond out on everything.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. Good luck. Thanks to Ms. George. Please tell me your name.
Jasmine Ortiz.
A warrant was issued for your arrest for conspiracy to launder money, for money laundering, 2 counts of money laundering, and structuring. Your bond is, another judge has already found probable cause. Your bond is $15,000 on counts 1 and 2, $10,000 on counts 3 and 4. You're not allowed to have any contact with your co-defendants or any victims in this case. Do you understand?
Yes.
And I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Pedro M. Pichardo Jr.
21 CF 4890AO. You're here charged with driving while license revoked as a habitual offender. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is $2,500. You cannot drive without a valid Florida driver's license. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
In 21 CF 4809AO, you're here charged with fleeing or attempting to elude at high speed and driving while license revoked as a habitual offender. A warrant was issued for your arrest. Another judge has already found probable cause in this case. Your bond is $15,000 on count 1 and $2,500 on count 2. Are there any special conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck.
I'm sorry, I didn't get what my bond was.
$15,000 on count 1, $2,500 on count 2.
Thank you.
Please tell me your name.
Dakota Leroy Pilgrim.
21 CF 4885AO. You're here charged with grand theft of a motor vehicle, possession of heroin, and possession of fentanyl. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is $1,000 on count 1 and $150 on counts 2 and 3. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You're also not allowed to possess or consume a controlled substance without a valid prescription. You're not allowed to have any contact with any known drug dealers. You're not allowed to have contact with James Thomas. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
As to 21 CF 2541, at this time, I'm revoking your ROR. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Marcus Robinson.
21 CF 4895. You're here charged with fleeing or attempting to elude a police officer. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. There is probable cause.
Your Honor.
Oh, thank you. One moment. Your bond is $15,000. You're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Jacob Soto.
21 CF 489480. You're here charged with possession of fentanyl and possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your bond is $1,000 on count 1, $100 on count 2. You're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Do you understand?
Yes.
You're also not allowed to have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand?
Yes.
You're out on bond for a possession of heroin case. At this time, I'm inclined to revoke that bond unless Ms. George can give me a reason not to.
Your Honor, I would just point to the fact that it looks like his out on bond is a drug possession charge, but they're all nonviolent offenses. His last failure to appear was in 2017. And for the most part, he has a nonviolent history, criminal history. So I ask that if you are inclined to revoke, that you revoke and set a higher bond.
Your Honor, that case also has not been filed on. He was just arrested on it on the 10th of this month.
At this time, I'm going to revoke that bond and double it. So your bond is now $2,000 in that case with the same conditions. You understand? You have to answer out loud.
Yes.
Good luck, sir.
Bond was set to 2,000, Your Honor?
Yes. Please tell me your name.
Reynaldo Tirado.
A capias was issued for your arrest in 20 CF 180180 for failing to appear for a status hearing on a charge of petty theft with 2 prior convictions. There is no bond authorized on that capias. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
What?
Do you have a question?
Yes, ma'am. But that case is over a year ago, and I already had some time in for that time.
So you were supposed to be in court on March 24th, 2021.
Yes, ma'am. But the thing is, I didn't know because it was the corona thing. When I called a couple of times, there was like, it was no court, it was no nothing. So, and I got involved, working, tree service and that. And be honest with you, I just lost time in that. And I never, because of the coronavirus, I did forgot all about this thing. And I gotta,
The court has been operating all year. So I can't change another judge's capias. If you think you have a defense to this, you're gonna have to talk to your attorney about it. But another judge signed that capias and I cannot change it.
So the time I did before and in here, it's over 30 days, it don't count? I mean,
It will count if you enter a plea or go to a jury trial and are found guilty. You will get credit for that time.
so.
But if you don't appear for a court hearing, a judge will issue a warrant for your arrest. And often those warrants have no bond on them.
So I don't know about, so.
Correct.
I lost my job, I lost everything.
I don't know about that, but you can't bond out at this time. Your attorney will have to file a bond motion in front of the trial judge.
Collection out on.
No action. Please tell me your name.
Christopher Michael Burton.
A warrant was issued for your arrest in 17 CF 2715 for violating your probation by failing to attend and successfully complete the Batterers Intervention Program as ordered by the court. There is no bond authorized on this warrant, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Good luck, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
21 CF 4887 AO. It's a burglary of a structure with damage over $1,000. Unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Ms. George, I'm going to appoint your office.
We'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, there is probable cause in this case. I'll stay the bonds at $5,000 and $150. No victim contact, no co-defendant contact, no weapons of any kind, not returned to the scene. Not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. And then in 18 CF 938480, it's a violation of probation with no bond, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office in that case. Are you waiving in that one as well?
Yes, Your Honor, I'll waive.
All right, thank you. Please tell me your name.
I'm not sure.
I'm sorry?
I think my name is Jesus Christ.
All right, or Thomas Riggs.
Yes, ma'am. I've had very, very lucid dreams lately about nightmares about wife and
All right, well, let me tell you why you're here today. A warrant was issued for your arrest in 19 CF 9809 because you violated your probation by, hold on, I gotta find it. By committing the criminal offense of trespass, failing to leave a property upon order by the owner. So what I'm going to do is appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. There's no bond authorized on this warrant, so I can't give you a bond at this time. And Ms. George, I'm gonna ask that you would leave some notes for your colleagues.
Yes, Your Honor, I will.
All right. Good luck, sir. Okay. Kevin Barnes. We're going to reset for tomorrow. That sounds good. Thank you. Please tell me your name. You're here because a warrant, actually, I think several warrants were issued for your arrest. Out of Volusia County, you have a violation of probation warrant in 2020-1000751 with no bond on a charge of petty theft, third conviction. We'll notify them that you're here, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Hold on. That's not the right case number. He does, but And, hold on, I gotta find the case numbers. These are harder to find than you think. So what's on the face sheet is not what's on the warrant.
Pretrial should be able to verify the case numbers to see what they have.
Yeah, what's on that is not what's on the warrant itself. Well, the teletype. So I don't know what the correct, can pretrial tell me what are the correct case numbers? If it's what's on the face sheet, I can tell you those, but that's not what's on the teletype.
You want my orders, maybe that'll help a little bit, I don't know.
Because that has the case numbers.
Yeah.
See, that has what's on the face sheet, but that's not what's on the teletype.
The court case numbers on those, on the warrants are matching what they, what it says on the charges. I wonder why it's like that. 21-222-588.
All right, so those are, so you have four. It's 21-222-588, 21-222-587, 21-222-646, 21-222-645.
And all of those are zero bond drawn?
All of them are zero bond. It looks like the VOP for the petty theft third conviction is 1. Actually, that might be, that's 2 of them. So that's 588, 587 are both petty theft third conviction with no bond. 646 and 645 are also felony petty thefts with no bond. So I'll appoint the public defender's office and we'll notify them that you're here. Good luck, sir. Thank you. Please tell me your name. A warrant was issued for your arrest out of Seminole County for violating probation on a charge of battery with a deadly weapon and carrying a concealed weapon or ammunition. There's no bond authorized on that warrant, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. That's 20 CF 2769. We'll notify them that you're here so that they can transport you. Good luck. Please tell me your name. You're here because a warrant was issued for your arrest out of Seminole County in 19 CF 3208 for violating probation for possession of methamphetamine. There is no bond authorized on that, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. At this time, I'm taking no action on the out on bond. Please tell me your name.
Derek Moffitt.
A warrant was issued for your arrest out of Volusia County for violating probation on a homicide, manslaughter, culpable negligence charge. There is no bond authorized on that, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. We'll notify them that you're here. Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Speak McDonald.
A warrant was issued for your arrest out of Osceola County for failing to appear on a charge of battery domestic violence. The bond amount is $2,999. We'll notify them that you're here, and I'll appoint the public defender.
Your Honor, are you willing to lower that bond amount at this time?
I'm not, Counselor. I'm sorry? Yes, I appointed the PD. Please tell me your name.
Tyrone Sanchez.
A warrant was issued for your arrest out of Seminole County in 20 CF 360 for violating probation on a charge of criminal mischief. There's no bond authorized on that, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Is there more than one?
I only have one case.
All right. Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Darius Swilly.
You're here on a violation of probation in 18 CF 1872 for allegedly violating your probation by failing to live without violating any law by committing the criminal offense of aggravated assault with a firearm in Orange County, Florida on April 27th, 2021, and resisting an officer without violence also in Orange County on April 27th, 2021. At this time, there's no bond, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Good luck.
Yeah, there you go.
Attack in mental health.
All right. #21 CF 1002. It's a warrant out of Seminole County. Ms. George, I'm gonna appoint your office to represent him.
We'll waive his appearance, Your Honor.
It's a first-degree murder by distribution of a controlled substance with no bond.
Okay. You said we want to reset him?
No, they waived.
Okay, thank you.
Any further business before court is adjourned for the day?
No, Ms.